It's the Wait a Minute Show.
Bruh, ain't that right, Lopan? Wait a minute. Book it. Really? Really?
The Wait a Minute Show with your host, Jolani J.B. Bodie.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, it is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, and I got another episode here for you. Episode 214, man. 214 in the books, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff, a lot of NBA, a lot of NFL talk, and I'm going to tell you early right now, this Big L award on my hand, I want to hand out a Big L award at the end. Do not miss it. Stay for the entirety because some people ain't right, man. Some people are not right. And I got to address it. I got to say something, about it. But other than that, this is the Wait a Minute Show with your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And I am not alone over here. That gives me I guess he gives me, his best every episode. Ladies and gentlemen, Lopan is in the building.
Indeed.
Yeah, so Lopan is here, and we're going to get into some NBA. I still will continue. We're almost done with the NFL division talk. We'll have the NFC East talking this time. So I got two guests that you don't want to miss and hear their insight on what's going on in the NFC East. And we got one more that we'll finish up for next show. So tune in to that when we launch that in the future. But right now, let's talk about some stuff that happened this past week. And that was one of the biggest news was Kevin Durant, a.k.a. KD, a.k.a. The Slim Assassin, whatever it is that you want to call him. But news was announced that KD has decided, after having a discussion with the Brooklyn Nets brass, that he's going to stay there. He's not going to go anywhere, and they're going to move forward and see how this thing, works out. Now, am I surprised by that? Not really. Because when you look at it and just the scope of things, and I've talked about, some of the trades that were out there, and if they had happened, like especially the one to the Lakers, because there were a lot of rumors out there, but I talked about some of the trades and, how that would impact just somebody's team. But if you look at it as far as like what they were asking for KD, I don't think or believe that the Brooklyn Nets ever really were interested in trading KD. And the one thing that you can do, especially in front of everybody that's watching, you can say, hey, KD wanted to trade. We said, okay, we'll go out there and look. Now, they are asking for, Michael Jordan from his prime, Scottie Pippen, and to somehow bring back Magic, and everything. So it was items that they were asking for that really weren't, I guess you could say, would be realistic, because it was like you're going to, excuse me, you're going to basically, disassemble someone's squad just to get, KD. And no team wanted to do that. So I don't think it was really that serious on that edge. I'm sure KD, wanted to be out. They sat there, they had a discussion. What they talked about, I don't know. But I would say is that they probably did at least say, look, we went out there, we tried. You're not going anywhere. You're gonna be here. He just got there, as well. So I can understand why the Brooklyn Nets, brass wouldn't be interested in really just trading him away. I think what they probably talked about is some things that needed to be addressed and how they are going to address those and how they are going to move, forward with those. And some agreements, were probably made on both sides' part. There's a lot of, things that comes along with the Brooklyn Nets. But obviously sitting there looking, how the roster is made up, when you're getting Joe Harris back, you have Ben Simmons in a role that you feel is going to highlight what he brings to the table. Kyrie should be there. now for the beginning to end. So missing games and all that stuff shouldn't be happening. And then of course KD is going to be there. So it's that. I think whatever relationship or whatever the discussion was with him and Nash and management and general manager, that got worked out, and then they're looking at it like, all right, let's go ahead and move this thing forward. Because if KD had got traded and the Brooklyn Nets got exactly what they wanted, KD wouldn't. I don't think it would have been an ideal situation. I'm not going to say he wouldn't have been happy, because KD might go out there and tweet me and be like, bro, what are you talking about? You don't even know me, or something like that. But I do think it probably wouldn't be in the same situation, at least that he's in now. I think it might have been, a step back. KD's trying to win a championship. He loves playing basketball, but he's trying to win a championship. So it has to make sense as well. So I think right now, staying in Brooklyn is what makes sense, for Kevin Durant after they talked about it. So he's there. He's not going anywhere. All the rumors, all the trade, offers that was put out there has been laid to rest. Now, what hasn't been laid to rest, though, is that Patrick Beverley, in the news once again, but has made comments about the whole Kevin Durant situation. And KD had something to say about it. Pat responded back, really just telling KD, it really wasn't directed towards him. And I didn't believe it was directed towards him, but it was about how, this thing played out and how teams, operated, waiting on Kevin Durant, and then obviously, and it's not just Kevin Durant, waiting on the Brooklyn Nets, because the Brooklyn Nets are the team that held, the ability to trade Kevin Durant. But Pat Beverley, biggest part is that, this thing put guys who, wanted to get jobs, or guys who need to get jobs or looking for a job, just put it on hold because they were trying to figure this thing out. And I'm with Pat on this. I don't necessarily think he was directing it towards Kevin Durant. Main thing is Kevin Durant can't trade himself, right? He can request a trade. He can do, all this. He can, try and force a team's hand and push it, and all that. But at the end of the day, when someone says, yes, I will accept that, and they send it out and they start the paperwork and the process for all that stuff to happen, that is on the Brooklyn Nets. Okay. So yeah, could the Brooklyn Nets have came out? Maybe they told KD, behind the scenes, look, if we don't get what we, really want, this thing is going to, drag out. But this is not on Kevin Durant. So I don't want people thinking that Kevin Durant was the one holding up other guys from getting their job. No, these are the organizations. These organizations are trying to make the best, what they feel is the best move in the needs of the business, or in the interest of the business, which is that franchise. At times when that happens, though, you have things like this. It normally doesn't last that long, but if there's going to be any, and I'm not saying that you got to point a finger, but if you're going to look at someone, this is the organization, right? This is, they didn't get the deal done. So the organization was holding this thing up. Again, I go back. I don't think they ever wanted to trade, KD in the first place. But this is, unless you're telling me like they just had this awesome deal on the table and they brought it to Kevin, which I still don't think, they would probably go that far as like to have him, completely just, sign off on it. I mean, KD had some control in it. Don't get me wrong, but I still do think like if you're gonna look at this, please don't point it all at Kevin Durant, right? This is something that's, I guess you can say, rare, because normally these deals get done. But it is something to look at, because guys are trying to, get situated. Guys, are trying to make moves or depend on, decide their future and everything. But this is a part that comes along when you're contracting in a professional sports. They can do this. They have the right, to do this. So does it suck? Yeah. Am I just going to say, oh, it is all your fault, Brooklyn? Shame on you, Brooklyn. Shame on you. You're just a bad person.
Indeed.
No, that's what Lopan would say. No, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it does suck. To me, that's what I felt that Pat Beverley was getting at about this whole situation, is that it sucked. The situation sucked for other people because it held up the process for other things to get done. It is what it is. Now, also what it is Chet Holmgren, right? His season is done. So he's out for the season. He sustained a foot injury just recently where he was playing in a Pro-Am game. And I know this is going to probably point out, and people are going to be like, why is he playing in that? There's amateurs there. This is, he should be getting ready for the season. Let's stop, okay? Let's stop. First off, guys play all the time during the offseason everywhere. We've seen the video footage of LeBron and Westbrook and Chris Paul and Booker. All those guys get together and they'll go down to a Lifetime Fitness gym and Carmelo, everybody, they'll go down there and they'll play, these games, to keep in shape and keep things going, and all that. So it's not like he was out there playing tackle football or something like that, right? They're going to play games. It's unfortunate that he did sustain this injury because it wasn't like he was just doing anything just crazy. To me, it was just a freak, accident that happens. So you can't tell a player just not to play at all. And then for some people that's going to probably be looking at it just like, oh, you shouldn't be playing against amateurs. Well, he was guarding LeBron James, so he wasn't guarding the amateur, when it happened, okay? This is not the episode of Good Times where JJ was taking a picture in the aisleway and he tripped Keith up and ended his career. This is not that situation, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So this isn't...
Indeed.
Yeah, Lopan. So this is not that situation. He was playing a game. Guys do it all the time. It's just unfortunate it happens. So don't start pointing the finger. Don't start saying this. Don't start criticizing, people. It's just an unfortunate situation, man. So hopefully Chet can get back, next year and be ready to go because there was a lot of things that people were expecting from him. And he showed a lot of promise. And Oklahoma City, they are putting pieces together. So without him, they take a little bit of a step back. And this is, looking towards next year. So stop with all the, oh my gosh, this is why they shouldn't be playing, this, that. They play games all the time through the off season. This is just unfortunate that this happened. So when we come back, I'm going to bring to you two guys, man, NFC East Talk, Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, new name. Talk about that division and what's going on. We'll be back after the break. Lopan, kick it to us.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drink and Color at your next function. Drink and Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drink and Color. You can contact the owner, Keith T. Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkandcolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkandcolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drink and Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
Do you like making an impression? Who doesn't? Well, when you want to dress to impress for less, check out Rail Scott at Prime Ties to Go on Facebook and Instagram. Quality accessories for men and women at low, counted low prices. Everything from ties, bow ties, watches, bracelet, earrings to pocketbooks. Don't miss out. Check out Rail Scott, the owner, at Prime Ties to Go. That's Prime Ties, the number 2, Go, on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and you are listening to
It's the Wait a Minute Show.
and watching it on thewaitaminuteshow.com. So make sure, if you haven't already, go to the website, And then you can follow us on the YouTube channel so you can catch all this stuff. Like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, ladies and gentlemen. So we're out there. We're out there. Also, what's out there is the NFC East and basically, what's going on there. And I brought on a guest, and I might, Lopan, really, I won't say he despised this person, but maybe he gets a little perturbed when they come on.
Indeed.
It's okay, Lopan. It's okay. He means well, but Lopan always wants to, boo this guy.
Boo this man!
So ignore Lopan, but I got John Fish back again, and I brought in Ben from BS3 Sports to talk about the NFC East. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? It is your man, Jelani JB Bodie, and I got two special guests, one recurring guest. I guess that was in the budget, so I had to do what I had to do, but neither here nor there. We're talking about the NFC East, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a very interesting division. I got two people. You already know one of them is an Eagle fan. You may not know this one, but I'm going to introduce you right now. My man, Ben, he is a Cowboys fan. So he's going to, I can't keep no promises of what he might do, but it doesn't even matter. Thank you for coming on, gentlemen. How is everything going with y'all so far?
Good, man. Glad to be on. Glad to be on the Wait a Minute show.
Yeah, it's
the video version, the virtual version.
Right, and it's a little, and I gotta apologize, it's a little long overdue because Ben has had me on the show, and we did the draft where we did the Titans and different characters and all that stuff, and right. So this should have happened a long time ago. So I'm sorry,
You
but
you good.
I got Jay Fish here, the microwave man. Appreciate you for coming on too, sir. How you doing? You looking clean there, sir.
No, I'm doing good. I appreciate you having me on here to talk with Ben about his NFC East stuff.
East stuff.
Or at least.
Yeah. Hey, look, I got a speech impediment sometimes. You know what I'm saying, man?
It's okay. It's okay. It happens to me sometimes too. So let's go ahead and start about the NFC East, and we'll save your teams, both of your teams, to the end. So we're going to start with the Giants, right? The New York Football Giants. All right, they got a new coach, Brian Daboll, that's there, but pretty much the same players, right? Yeah. So going into this season, is this going to be one of those seasons for the Giants where maybe they give Daboll, that first year to go ahead and roll with what he got? Or if they have a bad season like they've had previously, do the Giants start making moves at some of their skill positions? Do we start seeing Saquon or maybe, Galladay or something like that on the trading block? Yeah, I'll start with you, Ben. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'll kick it off first. I think this Saquon got one more chance, man. This has not worked out. He has been injury prone every single year. That's really no surprise. I think this Daniel Jones is also going to be a big question mark for this year because I think this is his kind of last chance. This is probably, I think, his fourth year on his rookie deal or third or fourth year on his rookie deal. So, I mean, at this point, he's going to be on his last leg too. So I think there'll definitely be some personnel moves. Obviously, they just got a new coach, so I don't see them making any moves there. But I think there's only so long that you can deal with the New York scrutiny on the team that you have. So I think they're definitely going to make some moves if the season doesn't pan out.
Fish?
I kind of 100% agree with everything what Ben said. When you look at what you got going on with the New York with the New York Giants, and you think about Daniel Jones, and you think about Saquon Barkley, and you think about everything that has kind of failed them in the past, I don't know what is going to propel them in the future. You know what I mean? And yes, they invested in draft picks, but the draft picks they invested in the past really haven't done anything. So I mean, and when I say that, I'm talking about the offensive line, right? Like I'm not talking about the receivers. Kadarius Toney is a good receiver, and I think he has a promising career. However, if the quarterback is throwing the ball from off his back, that's called a sack.
Yeah, we do call that a
Facts.
sack. You're right.
Facts.
So, hey, and yeah, it's just weird because there was this scrutiny on Daniel Jones just coming into the league as far as like where he got drafted. The Giants basically said that they failed him. You don't hear too many organizations come out and say something like that about a player. So it looks like, you know, they're trying to, I guess, give him an excuse or whatever. But that's not going to ride in New York, man.
No, that don't work.
And I'm sorry. I got to say it in my New York voice. That's not going to ride, son. That isn't going to ride in New York, son. We're not even going to take that, son. That's Chief Rocker. We're not even going to take that, son. You know, so... Yeah, I see that. I see that.
And on the Daniel Jones point, number one, you don't draft a quarterback from Duke. You don't draft anyone from Duke. Okay, those are unsigned players that you take from Duke. You don't draft no player from Duke. And then they gave him the nickname Danny Dimes. That was another mistake. Yeah. You don't give no dude that has done nothing Danny Dimes.
Ben, I need you to say that one more time. I need you to say it one more time, please, sir.
You don't give a random the nickname Danny Dimes. You don't give anybody a nickname. You don't do it. You don't do it. And Thibodeau, the guy they just drafted, I just looked it up. He's getting a second opinion on the injury he's got. So
yeah,
they're already. To be the laughing stock of this division is not a good thing when you got the Commanders in the same division. So.
And it's funny, you bring up the Commanders, and that is where we're rolling into. So we're going to segue into that. They have a new quarterback, a old new quarterback that's coming back to the division in Carson Wentz, right? So obviously didn't quite work out the way he envisioned in Philadelphia. Same thing in Indianapolis. Now he's, on his third stop in Washington. Ron Rivera seems to, believe in this guy. They brought him in. Is this the moment? Is this the time? Is this the year that we've been waiting on with Carson Wentz, and where he proves everybody wrong? And he's just saying, look, I was the second overall pick for a reason, and I'm going to show it to you here on this team in Washington. I'll start with you, Fish, first.
All right.
This used to be your guy, right?
Yeah. So can you hear the disdain in my voice?
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like I asked him about a family member.
It's very hard to go against a guy that you defended for so long.
Yes.
But since I have defended him, since we won the Super Bowl, might I add, and he contributed highly to it, he has not played at a high level. He has not played at a high level. And even in that season, there were plays that you were just like, how can you make that play, right? When you take those away, Carson Wentz is a below average quarterback. And I had to eat that as I fought him off on everybody. Oh, no, Carson Wentz is this, Carson Wentz is that. No, he really isn't. So when I sit there and I look at, can Carson Wentz bring them back? Now, he has the weapon. He has the weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
You got Gibson, you got Curtis Samuel, you got Terry McLaurin, you got a nice tight end. When you look at the weaponry he has the weaponry to do it. But for some reason, the troops don't rally around him, and I think that's been his major downfall in the NFL, is that the troops don't rally around him. Yeah. When he's flying high, maybe they will. But when he's going low, get low, it's not the same. It's not the same, and I don't think the guys rally around him.
So, Ben, rallying, can Washington, the Commanders, I'm still getting used to saying that, can the Commanders rally around Carson Wentz?
Yeah, went from the Redskins to the Washington football team to the absolute worst possible name you can give somebody. The Commanders. I thought they were gonna do the Red Hogs. Red Hawks.
Yeah,
that rolls off the tongue better. Commanders don't add up. But
yeah,
I think the biggest thing with Carson Wentz is his confidence.
You could have picked the assholes, and it would have been a better nickname than that.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get
Watch
him.
the assholes.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Man,
Soon as
they say that on terrestrial radio.
Lopan, soon as I turn this thing off, we hopping in the car and we riding. Go ahead, Ben. Talk about Carson Wentz.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, his confidence is shot, man. That's it. I think the team will rally around him. I think the team will do what they need to do. But I think Carson Wentz's confidence is shot, and I don't think it can be rebuilt. So I think this is just another stop to him leading to being a backup quarterback. I think that's just how it's going to end up going. Now, I think Ron Rivera can have the faith in him, if he wants. But I just think as a whole, they're not going to be able to be successful with Carson Wentz, and I think it's just him getting another shot. I just don't think it's going to work out though, and I think also that they have the weapons, but is he going to be able to get the ball to the weapons, and will he stay healthy the whole season? Because that's the other part. He only had one season where he played the whole season. All the other ones he's been injured. So wherever Heineke.
Do you agree? Do you agree that this is his last shot to prove that he's a starting quarterback? Yeah.
Yes. I 100% agree. I think this is your third team, right? It's your third team. I think this is it.
Yeah,
and also
in 3 years. In 3 years though. 13 in 3 years.
At that. And they made this big thing like, oh, he's gonna go to Indy and he's gonna be with Frank Wright, right? That was the whole big scenario.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out. So if that doesn't work, a guy that kind of helped you get to where you need to go, then it ain't gonna work in Washington either. It's just not. And that's gonna work to me in Fisher's benefit. So I hope it goes horrible.
Yeah, that's tough. Those are very, very good points. Sam Bradford, I know, he got
Mr.
chances.
Glass.
Yeah, there's
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good pull.
There's always
He
a
pulled
chance.
the ace out the deck. He pulled the ace right out the middle of that, like.
And I'm just saying, there's always a chance. As far as like starting quarterback, yeah, I think Carson Wentz will still be able to be in the league, whether he wants to be a backup quarterback. That's really, the question.
One other thing I'll say, Carson Wentz, they were interviewing him and he was like, I'm not worried about it at all. I'm not worried about what's going to happen. I'm not worried about the past. I'm like, bro, you need to be at least a little bit worried, man, because your career has been a roller coaster.
You got to
So
say
maybe that's
that.
just him.
You got to say that. You got to say it.
I get it. You got to, but you ain't that all. You're not that confident. Man. You can say, "Hey, I had some down days."
Both of y'all quarterbacks.
You said what, Fish?
I fire off on both of y'all quarterbacks, so it'll be easy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
He's not on the Eagles no more.
I'm sensitive.
He's the enemy. He's the enemy now.
I know.
He still got a special place in his heart.
Forget Wentz.
He still got a special place in his heart. Lopan, that's three.
My wife bought me the jersey. I'm gonna put some money in the fine jar. My wife bought me the jersey. Like I remember waking up Super Bowl Sunday and seeing the jersey. Like she wasn't even home, and the jersey was just sitting there in the closet. Like I was just like, yo, whatever I do, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
whatever I really, I'm wrong.
You right.
Right. And now we trade the dude away because he was garbage. But it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. So
let me ask. Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna move on because I won't be able to handle these FCC fines if we don't wrap this thing up quick. So let's go ahead and touch base with being your team.
Let's do it.
The Dallas Cowboys. I can't say the other term that they called them, but I'm sure you know the term. But regardless, Dallas, don't get me wrong, Dallas is a nice squad. They got high expectations, for this team. Dak coming off his previous injury. Now, that is completely out the window. But I want to talk about the wide receiver position. Okay. That number 88, we know there's something special about that 88 of people that have worn it in the past, even before Michael Irvin. But Michael Irvin wore that 88. Then Des Bryant wore that 88, right? Now, Mari Cooper didn't wear that 88.
Drew Pearson.
Drew Pearson.
Original 88, yeah.
Original 88. Now, CeeDee Lamb has come into the league wearing that 88. And they sent Amari off to Cleveland. So this is basically saying, CeeDee, you are the guy. This year and going forward, is this number one spot for CeeDee? Is he ready for it?
That's a yes and no. It's a yes and no answer to that, because he is a little concerning. I'm honest, man. I'm not gonna be one of those rah Cowboys fans we going to the Super Bowl every year, because that's not realistic.
Delusional Giants fan like Chief Rock. But go ahead. Sorry.
So he is a little sketchy going across the middle. There's been a couple times he's been tiptoeing, but there's also some other times that he's been successful. So I think this year is going to tell that. I think he can be that guy, because he was that guy in college. So I think he can be that guy. But I got a little bit of a question mark. But the truth is, it's all on him. Like we don't have a choice. It's not like you can optionally be this number one. You are the number one. And the number two is Gallup, which he's coming off of the injury. And then number three is like Noah Brown. I'm thinking who that's going to be. So I think CeeDee Lamb can be that guy, but I think he's going to have to toughen up, because your number's going to be called. They're going to be headhunting, period. So I just hope he's ready. Definitely coming across the middle.
Your Eagles are going to be facing this guy twice a year, Fish. What do you think?
In my opinion, I kind of definitely agree with everything that Ben said, but I want to put a different twist on it. Like, it's a little bit different when you have Amari Cooper on the other side of you, and and you got Dalton Schultz in the middle of the field, and you got Michael Gallup on the opposite side, and you can just run the slot. Right. Now you're the number one guy. Now defenses are planning for you. So I think it's gonna be something to be seen, right? I can't say that CeeDee can't rise to the occasion, because I believe he can. I've seen his talent. I've seen his will to play the game of football. So he can do it. But at the same time, I do also think, like, all right, it's a big difference. What was Juju Smith-Schuster without Antonio Brown?
Wow, that's a good example.
And that is the big example that I can bring up to the table. That's probably the only one that I could bring up to the table, like off the top of my head, without having to do any research. So, is it going to be a Juju Smith, Antonio Brown situation, or is it going to be a you leave, I flourish situation? But I believe in CeeDee Lamb's talent. However, you guys just lost Tyron Smith.
Ooh, can I touch on that for a minute? Fish, you done? Can I touch on that for a minute?
You got it, bro. You got it, bro. You got it, bro.
We should have let him go 3 years ago.
Oh,
Period, man. He is injury prone. I love the guy. If I seen him on the street, I would not talk this mess, because he's probably like 6'8", 6'7".
Hello, Mr. Smith.
His career is done. It is over. Last year he had neck injuries and back injuries, but this has been going on for probably
my
3
neck
years.
and my back.
Right, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. And now he just had this, was it ankle or ACL or Achilles or whatever?
No. He tore his hamstring off the bone.
Hamstring.
Yeah.
Off the bone. To the point that they're actually calling it a knee fracture.
Yeah. And this is my issue with the Cowboys all along. They knew this was coming. They have watched every single game. They knew this was coming. So they draft Tyler Smith, which they're very high on him right now, but I don't know if Tyler Smith is ready for this particular position at this moment in time, because they had him playing a completely different position. But if you're the Cowboys, you had to have known that he was going to go down with some type of injury, and that's Dak's blind side. We know how that works. So whatever the backup plan is, I just hope that they're ready, or else this season's going to be a complete disaster.
Ben, you're right. He has, and I said this earlier, just like, dang, another injury. So yeah, he's had back injuries, he's had other injuries, and it seems like he just can't shake the injury bug. And they're serious injuries. These aren't like
it's not like
nagging. Yeah, minor nagging
like
injuries. Right.
It's
so
Father Time never lost.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I got before I move on to your team, Fish, I do. You brought up a wide receiver, and I thought of one right away, so I was waiting. Not exactly the same thing, but kind of. Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper. Alvin was that dude in Dallas, and he went to Tampa after they won the Super Bowl. He got his number one spot. He got paid. That's all great, and it's just like it's tough. It's tough being the number one. Tough being a number one wide receiver where everybody is looking for you, and always you're getting the best corner or the coverage rolled to you. So I think CD can do it, but it's tough. It's tough. It's not an easy task.
I hope we don't.
Well, something that Ben probably hopes as well is that your Eagles don't flourish. But let's talk about the Eagles and see if they fly in this division, right? I was gonna say on paper, but I'm not gonna do on paper, all right? Because the season is about to kick off. So let's just be real about it. This division is crazy. It's crazy every year. So anything could happen in the NFC East. Are the Eagles the best team in this division? Fish, I'll let you start. Go ahead and clear your throat.
I believe the Eagles are the best division. I mean, the best team in this division, and it's clearly for the simple reason. The same year we won the Super Bowl, we had the best offensive line, we had the best defensive line, and I kind of feel the same way now. Now, we might not have depending on how the Cowboys are planning on using Micah Parsons. We don't know if we're going to have the same, as good a defensive line as them. However, when you look at what we picked up with Jordan Davis and then getting the steal with Nakobe Dean in the freaking third round.
Thank you, sir.
This dude was supposed to be a first round pick. He ends up going in the third round. He falls right to Philly, right? So we have so many Alabama players. And we have so many Georgia players. We have so many SEC players to which we all always think they're the top they're the cream of the crop, So here we go. And from what I've heard, I haven't heard much about Nakobe Dean. Well, actually, I've heard, but I'm not going to say. But I've heard Jordan Davis has been beasting. Now, when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles and you look at the guys that they got up front, their offensive line. We have the best offensive line in the division. Trent Williams is no longer with the Washington Commanders. Tyron Smith can't stay healthy. What the boy Frederick, he retired. The Cowboys are replacing the whole entire side of their right line, the whole entire right side of their offensive line. But when you look at Philadelphia, we have actually gotten stronger. And not just by, not by adding people, but just by experience. Jordan Mailata, our left tackle, is a monster. Now, Lane Johnson, I don't know what he's like without steroids. Whoa, did I say that? Did I say that? Whoa. Hey,
if he come looking for you, I'm not helping you. Okay? Just letting you know.
Look, you the only one got the show logo on the background, so he coming looking for you. But look, for real though, Lane Johnson is still, I don't know what type of tackle he is without steroids, but he I can say he's at least a pretty good one. our offensive line and our defensive line, I think, is dominating. And when you look at the year we won the Super Bowl, that's how we won. Our guys up front, like so you got the Cowboys, like Ben go, oh, we lost Tyron Smith. You know what? We lost Jason Peters. We still won the Super Bowl. We lost our starting right guard. We still won the Super Bowl. We lost our starting right tackle. We still won the Super Bowl. So, we looking to see what y'all gonna do to make up for that there, man. You know what I'm talking about?
They better be ready. They knew he was fragile.
Sounds like Fish is saying yes. So
yes, that
Ben,
sounds like a yes.
Yeah,
my bad. You told me to answer the question. Yes,
well,
yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a yes to me. So Ben, I'll let you finish this up.
Yeah. So as of right now, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I think the Eagles are the best team in the division. Again, this is preseason. This is paper champs at this point. But when we go through this entire season, there's going to be injuries. And a lot of this, Fish, you probably know what I'm about to say. A lot of this is going to ride on Hurts. That's basically it. I think the defense is going to do their thing. Obviously, the Eagles' defense always been solid to above upper echelon at best. So, I mean, like that's not going to be a problem. This is going to depend on Hurts. So, but I think they got the best team as of right now. And the draft picks, Jordan Davis. Yeah, they showed Jordan Davis pushing around. I don't know who that offensive lineman was. No, but he did give him some credit. Like, hey, y'all just showing the times I'm pushing people around. That's what they do during training camp. But I think he's gonna do that in real game action. That's a big boy right there. So yeah, I actually agree. I think they are as of right now, but I think it's a long season, and a lot of things can happen. We know NFL season is unpredictable. So.
Number one thing is health.
Exactly. And that's on both sides. That's on all teams. Who knows? That went down for the majority of a season. I didn't see that coming. And that offensive line, which is piecemealed together at this point. So they got to dive deep into what they're gonna do next year as far as left tackle.
Well, gentlemen, we are at that point where, like I said, I'm going to get in my car and go looking for Fish here in a moment. But we will end it this way. One, thank you for coming on. But also, I will give the floor to you first, Fish. I'll let Ben, end us off. So, Takeover Tuesdays. I've heard about it. Talk about it.
Well, Takeover Tuesday is something that we had going on Spreaker, and we have run into a speed bump with Spreaker where they're not allowing us to play commercial music anymore, so they suspended our account. So you can download the X Squad Radio app, X space Squad space Radio app, and you'll be able to catch all the shows now. As far as my particular show, you can catch me live on Tuesdays from 5 to 7 Eastern time. However, you won't be able to catch the podcast until somewhat after the show when I can upload it to it. But we're doing different things now. We're moving on different platforms. And I also, JB, are going to be tapping into your little boat. You don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I'm gonna be tapping into your boat, and I'm gonna try out the X Squad YouTube page. So it's gonna be some things coming on from Cooking with the Microwave coming up soon. It's time to stop living my life like a dinosaur. So
yeah, it's time, Fish.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready for you, bro. I'm ready.
Come out that cave, Ben. Ben's got a lot of stuff going on. So Ben, tell us.
Let's do it.
Tell us,
man. So we got BS3 Network. We're on Spreaker. We have that there, all audio versions, and then we have BS3 TV, part of BS3 Network on Roku. Add that app if you got a Roku TV or device. If you don't, you can go to bs3tvlive.com. We got content every day. This is pretty special to be able to add another platform. So definitely, if you have Roku, if you don't have Roku, you can access it either way. go to bs3network.com. You'll find all the content there. And yeah, that's what we got going on right now. Continuing to build, continuing to grow every day.
Can I say something to Ben real quick?
No.
JP?
So,
Say shut him down.
yeah. Shut him down. Shut him down. So, hey, Fish, he didn't mention this. See, they're being modest and everything. So, Fish talks sports, and he also talks, life events and current events. So, check him out on Cooking with the Microwave. Talk about sports and current events. Ben, yes, he has his own TV network on Roku, and they talk about everything sports. They do movie reviews, they do relationships, they do it all. So they got something for everybody. So make sure you are checking them out on their channel. Now, I should not do this against my better judgment. I am. Go ahead, Fish. What do you have to say?
I just wanted to I want to give Ben his shout outs on doing everything that he doing. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from where he started, at least from where we know he started, from where he is right now. Ben, like I'm proud to be associated with you. I'm proud to be able to say, I know that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like keep doing your thing, bro. And JB, you already know how we rock, but I want to give Ben his flowers. And Ben, it's an honor to share the stage with you, you know what I'm saying, and to see where you bringing your platform to where you bringing it, man. That's all.
I appreciate that.
I
learned a lot from y'all, man.
He thought I was gonna be unruly.
Yeah, I was Dave Chappelle. I'm finna wrap you up. That's what I'm about
Wrap
to
it
do.
up, me.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap you up. But again, gentlemen, thank you for coming on, man. We'll do this again, and we'll get some more content talking about the NFC East and your teams in the future. So thank you. And
When are we gonna talk about the Lions? Oh, did I say that on air?
Here's the part where Lopan, go ahead and start the car up. My line's gonna be all right. All right, and you'll hear. I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now. You're gonna hear all you need to hear week 1. How about that? That's when I'm gonna do my talking.
Rose.
Yeah, black socks
JB,
and everything.
You know you my dude. And listen, Jelani is probably one two people who can actually shut me up.
Yeah, and I'm going to shut you up right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ben from BS3 Sports and Microwave, John Fish, appreciate you for coming on. I'm going to go ahead get back to the rest of the show.
Let's do it. Love you, bro.
Appreciate you.
So, that was, Ben from BS3 Sports and the Microwave, John Fish. I look a little different, in there from where I look now. So don't worry about all that. Don't pay any attention to that. That's what's going on in there with me. But you got a lot of stuff in there that we talked about regarding the NFC East. So we got one more division. So catch that next week, which is the AFC East. So we'll be finishing up all of our division talk right before week 1 kicks off. So don't miss that. Let's move on to rumors. So maybe it's not a rumor. Maybe it's the truth, because people weren't denying it. But this story of Dana White and Rob Gronkowski, when they were all talking, and basically we found out that Dana White had convinced or worked out a situation for Tom Brady to come to Las Vegas. And at the time, coach of the Las Vegas Raiders was John Gruden. And John Gruden basically X'd that deal and sent it on the way. Now, a lot of people have, referenced, when Tom Brady was on LeBron's The Shop, where he made reference to a team kind of similar to what Dana White was talking about, as saying that, hey, you chose that guy over me. So it seems like the guy possibly, perhaps, maybe, somewhat, the guy that Tom Brady was talking about was Derek Carr. And John Gruden went in there and just said, nah, we're not gonna do this, right? So I touched base with some of my Raiders fans. They weren't disappointed. I was a little surprised, but I get why they weren't disappointed. Because me and Tom Brady is pretty much the same age. I think Tom got me by like 1 year at this point. Derek Carr is a lot younger. So I think what Raiders fans, I think if Raiders fans felt that they were built already and they were ready to go and all they needed was some guy to put them over the hump at the QB position to win that thing that year, I think maybe they probably would have been. But I get it. It makes sense. Is that Derek Carr's the younger player. Derek Carr has not played back. You've heard on here when we talked about the NFC West, you heard my man Jeff Fox and Tan Rodriguez talk about Derek Carr and what he brought to the table. So I'm not even gonna really wild out, about that. It is interesting, that happened behind the scenes. I think that stuff happens, all the time when it comes to the NFL and NBA and any professional sport. That a lot of stuff happens, in the background. But I don't know if Tom Brady would have been what he was to Tampa. I don't know if he would have been that to Las Vegas. So it's not that big of a deal. So I get why they're wasn't really tripping about that. So Brady to the Raiders never happened. Hey, Tampa Bay is happy about that. Worked out like it needed to. So my Detroit Lions this past week in Hard Knocks, they went to Indianapolis to get ready for a preseason game, and also they had a scrimmage from that. So that was really interesting. How they came back. There was disappointment, that first week. They came back and, they stuck together. They were really pretty much in that same position like they were before, but they turned it around and got the W on it. To me, we didn't really find out, a bunch. It was just more of how they were going to turn that thing around. We did get some comedy though, where they were going in on Dan Campbell. So that was interesting as well. I think more this week as far as like finding out, what's going to be the final rosters, what's going to be the final identity, of this team and kind of what they're looking about going forward, going into this upcoming season. And then this next episode, which should be, I guess, the last episode for Hard Knocks. But I have thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been good. More ups than downs on these episodes and everything. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than I normally feel, come week one. But we'll see, because my Lions is taking on Fish's Eagles. So we'll really find out what's going on there, because that's going to be a big test for them come week one to find out, what they're made of and where they're at in this process of rebuilding this organization. So what else we got? Oh, we got another break that we're going to take. And when we get back from the break, Seahawks have announced their starting quarterback, and I'm going to give you my big L. You do not want to miss it. Got a bone to pick with society.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drinking Color at your next function. Drinking Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drinking Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkandcolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkandcolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drinking Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
Do you like making an impression? Who doesn't? Well, when you want to dress to impress for less, check out Rail Scott at Prime Ties to Go on Facebook and Instagram. Quality accessories for men and women at low, counted low prices. Everything from ties, bow ties, watches, bracelet, earrings, to pocketbooks. Don't miss out. Check out Rail Scott, the owner, at Prime Ties to Go. That's Prime Ties, the number 2, Go. on Facebook and Instagram.
He's the brain of operations.
I'm telling you right now, book it.
And him, he's along for the ride. But together, they bring you sports like you've never heard before. The Wait a Minute Show, a new way of discussing today's trending sports topics. And now, back to the show with your host, Jolani J.B. Bodie.
Indeed, Lopan. Indeed. So before we get to the Big L, I want to just point out two real quick things. First off, Seahawks have announced their starting quarterback, and it is Geno Smith, who will be starting week 1, that Monday night game. I think they're taking on the Broncos, if I remember correctly. So Geno Smith gets the nod. Not surprised there. Look, Geno Smith has been there, not even just last year, but the previous years. He's been there. He knows the offense. At times he played well. Also going into the situation, because when he came in, he was subbing in for Russell, so he was playing the backup role. So with this, he was obviously going to be or have the opportunity to be the guy starting from training camp on. So it's a little bit different when you're planning and training and everything is kind of really being built with you in consideration. So I'm not saying that it's going to be a tremendous difference or turnaround, but I understand how he wanted. Drew Lock had his issues in Denver. Those still were question marks in Seattle. So and he got hurt, but these things are I guess irrelevant because Geno won it. So he's a veteran quarterback. He's going to be the starting quarterback. Obviously, if something happens with Jimmy Garoppolo and he gets cut, then obviously that noise continue. But as far as like right now, they're not going to do anything different going into week 1. So he's going to be ready to go. Last, before we get to the Big L, let me make sure I'm saying the name right because I don't want nobody coming to get me. Kamaru Usman. Hopefully I said the first name right. But Usman, we know last week, he lost the championship belt to who was it? Leon Edwards. So he lost the belt to Leon Edwards at the end of the fight, right? This is why anything is possible. Anything can happen when they mention things, like this. Anything is possible, and we've seen it. Now, I'm not going to say that, Usman is done and all this. I just think the brother Leon caught him with a heck of a kick at the right time, and he did his thing. Whether it was at the first round, 5th round, it don't matter. A kick like that ain't it happened in the 3rd, so he going to recover. No. That is a night, kick that he gave him that most guys is going to go down. And he caught Usman. Usman, said it. Here's the thing about that, though, as well. That in itself is just pure fire that goes into the motivation because a rematch is coming. And I'm going to give you an example, right? We saw Lennox Lewis take on Hakeem Rockman, right? Hakeem Rockman, he took care of business, right? Lennox Lewis lost. Everybody was talking about Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis came back, and that fight, you obviously saw a different, Lennox Lewis, but he was, a different focus and everything, and it was, a redemption. I don't even want to say a redemption fight, but it was just Lennox Lewis reminded everybody that I still am the better fighter when it comes between the two of us. And Usman is going to have that opportunity, which she's going to be definitely looking forward to. And I think we're going to get a different, Usman in there. But props to Leon for what he did. Leon Edwards, he took care of business. And now Usman's going to have the opportunity to return the favor to take care of business. I get that out the way because, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Big L Award.
And you are one pathetic loser.
Loser!
Let's go.
We're gonna see the best collection of losers this park's seen for many a year.
You made me feel like a loser! Loser!
La loser.
Le who? The her.
So, let's not waste any time, man. Y'all been out there getting real grimy and really dirty, all right? You've been really doing my boy wrong. Who am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen? I'm talking about Ginuwine, right? He was out there, he was doing his dance or whatever, and he did the dance, and he and y'all gave him the giggity, from Family Guy, and you put him in all these other different memes and everything. Look, all right? When he did it, I was like, it's something about that move. And I had to go back and I had to do my research and I had to look and I found it, okay? That was the old move that Ginuwine did back in the day. And he was recreating it. Was it exactly the same? No. All right? I'm not going to be crazy, about it. But don't be acting like Ginuwine just got signed and then he showed up and, no. The brother is older. I'm older. I can't do the same moves I used to. None of us can do the same move. The only person that can do the same move that they have been doing probably for the past 20, 25 years is T.O. And that's that 440, that 440 that he ran, right? So that's about it. That's an outlier. We do not need you making memes and alternate videos about my guy Ginuwine, man. He done gave so many hits, man, in those jeans, man. Pony, Doves Cry. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on, man. Put some respect on Ginuwine's name, man. Don't be doing them like that, man. Don't be doing them like that. Look. I bet you he can probably beat majority of the people in the dance competition out here still in that age bracket. So however years old Ginuwine is, put him up against people in that age bracket. Actually, give him, 2 years on each side. I bet you he'll come out destroying most people. Y'all better leave Ginuwine alone, man. Leave my boy alone. So for those people out there giving Ginuwine a hard time, you got to take this big L.
See? Another loser.
Indeed as well, Lopan. Leave Ginuwine alone, man. He got too many hits. He done look, fellas, he done helped y'all out a lot over the years. Put some respect on Ginuwine's name, man. All right, I'm done. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. So next week, obviously, we're going to talk about the AFC East, man. We're going to talk about whatever else is going on in sports. And we're going to be gearing up for week 1 of the NFL. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that ticker that's normally at the bottom right here, that ticker is going to be coming back, and we're going to be talking about all your team, games to be watching. I'll be probably, getting contacted by somebody that got upset about something that I said. So maybe I'll have them on here, but I'm going to have a boatload more people, man. So make sure, if you're not already, man, turn on your notifications. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, man. And make sure you're sharing it to all the people that's out there. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. I'll holler at y'all later, man. For your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show. 2 things as always. Stay positive and push forward. Lopan, let's go. Bye.